Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we want to take a look at the Townhall 13 base, which can be used for Legend League and War. In the second half of this video I will show you guys the farming base which you guys can use in Titan and below. What is the main difference in all of those bases? What are the main aspects if you want to build and create your own bases on Townhall 13? Everything is going to be discussed in this video. So I would say, let's get into it, and I will show you a couple of replays after we discuss the base, and I showed you a couple of things which you might want to change, because I have to say that this base is still in testing, which means so many people ask for Townhall 13 bases that I wanted to put one out there, and this was the first base which was defending pretty good, and it's still getting tweaked and everything. And huge shout out to Slate, who built the base, and I'm now tweaking the base already for a couple of days, so we worked together on that one. And well, let's see if I can try to help you guys get a couple of more trophies on defense in Legend League. So let's get into it. So guys, I have two great things for you guys. First off, there's going to be my first official, I would call it, English stream today in around about 2 hours at 6 p.m. German time, CET. You have to make sure that you convert it to your own time, but it's going to be in around about 2 hours. I will do the English stream for around 2 hours and then transition to German again. If you guys would like to hang out, make sure to follow on my Twitch account. Over there I'm going to stream, and yeah, I hope it's going to be great. We're doing a couple of legend, a couple of farming attacks, just like trying to get the accounts up. And well, if you want to make sure to check it out, make sure to go to my Twitch channel and give it a follow. In addition to that, if you guys like my content and my videos and you want to support me, make sure to go in your settings, in more settings, and then scroll to the bottom to make sure to get the creator boost code in there, ITSU. It doesn't really matter whether it's small or big letters. It's all about putting the creator code ITSU in there, just the letters matter. And in addition to that, the creator code is running out every 7 days, so you have to put it in. It's really annoying, but that's apparently how it works. So guys, thank you so much, and let's get back to the video. First thing first, which means air. Air is normally pretty easy to defend, but let's figure out a way on how I can try to explain it to you guys. First off, Electro Dragons, one of the most annoying troops, but they're pretty easy to defend most of the time. First things first is the anti-Electro Dragon bounces, which basically means if you're placing Electro Dragon on this building or on this building, it means the Town Hall is getting activated. How exactly is that working? Well, the first building is going to be the collector, second one is going to be the storage, third one is going to be the bomb tower, fourth is the builder hut, and the next building is going to be the Town Hall. This is working on both sides, which means it's super annoying to go into the Town Hall with Electro Dragons, because you can activate the Town Hall by accident super early, which means huge pains, because you guys know how much damage a Townhall 13 can do, and it's not fun. Like, having Electro Dragons go into that with a couple of air skeletons around that, that's basically already GG. So that's like the first thing, the first strategy which we are trying to counter. So it's not as easy with Electro Dragons. The next one is going to be Dragons. Dragons are super strong as well, and even though for those there are no counters in that sense, you just have to place your black mines perfectly. So what is the goal for that? Well, the first set of black mines is hidden a little bit deeper and protected by Tesla. So this means if someone was trying to send only a couple of coconut loons, those loons should be destroyed before soaking up any black mines, and this means it should hit the dragons. You cannot be always sure, like some people are placing a crazy amount of loons in front of the dragons, so you can't really deal with that, but that's never a chance. So the next thing is obviously going to be the air skeletons, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. In the tornado trap as well, we'll probably change those things a little bit later, and I will try to explain to you guys why. The next thing is going to be, because this base is defending air pretty well already, I will show you guys, like I said, in a couple of seconds, why and replays. But the first tweak I would do to this base is placing those expos, or putting those expos on ground. The reason for that is that ground is super strong right now. Ground, I think, is stronger than air. And this makes it really hard to defend a couple of spam attacks, like those Packer Smash, Yeti Smash, all of those spammy, tanky units it's super hard to deal with them. So having a couple of ground defenses, or like for example the ground expos, help a lot against them, and I think everyone should do that. The next one is going to be the tornado trap, because not that many players, at least ground attackers, are coming from the top side. We're changing this one into this part of the base, which basically means if someone's coming from the bottom, like with a walk or something, and then going in here, jumping over here, this normally means that the tornado trap is stalling the attack a lot. And because they came from the bottom, this means they have already the percentage. So this means they only need to get the second star for the Town Hall. So far, no one tripled this base. So our main objective is trying to somehow get a couple of 1-stars in. So I think this tornado trap is a really nice decision to that. And I think in addition to that, we should add a ground skeleton, at least one over there. So I will use this one, which is around the Town Hall, to get it over here. So if a P.E.K.K.A. or anything like that is jumping over, means the ground skeleton should stall it and should make sure that the Town Hall is being able to deal with it and get rid of the P.E.K.K.A. or whatever is jumping over there. So that's the next thing which we are going to tweak. And yeah, that's basically it for the tweaks. Like I said, trying to place the black mines that are perfectly lined up for dragons, which I did in the core as well, because if someone's coming from the top with the dragon attack, they are typically using the Grand Warden ability around the Town Hall, or like above the Town Hall, which means those dragons will get into the back end, like over here to the scatter shots, and they should not be able to trigger those black mines. As soon as the Grand Warden ability runs out, we have our black mines hitting the dragons. So that's basically the timing on those black mines, and one of the most important things you have to watch out for. And in addition to that, you try to not stack your air mines anymore at air defenses. Before on Town 12, it was always really important that you had your black mines around air defenses to make sure to kill hounds as fast as possible. That's not really necessary anymore. You have so much damage on your base, which means the enemy hounds are popping really quick. They do not got a new level or anything. And with having another expo level, with having the scatter shots and everything, hounds are popping really quick. So you should get the black mines against dragons and queen charges. Those are the two main objectives you want to defend. And this is why I think the black mines become one of the most strongest defense or like traps in the game on Town Hall 13. So I would say let's check out a couple of replays on this base and prove you guys that this base is defending pretty good against air and everything around that. And after that, we will take a look at our farming base. So let's check out the first attack, and it's going to be from a member of One Hive, from Muddy J, I think that's the name, what it says. So let's see how he's doing. I think he's testing a new strategy, at least it feels like, from the army composition. Or maybe they tested already and they want to test it in Legend League now. So let's see what he's doing, what his goal is basically. So what is his goal? I think he's coming in with the queen from the right side, with an ice golem as tank. And then he tries to wall break in. He has Yeti as well. Like I said, the Yeti at the moment is super strong. You can mix it in pretty much any army composition, similar to the Ice Golem. Now he's trying to funnel his queen, using the set of wall breakers to get in there. But, well, surprise, there was a small bomb to get rid of the wall breakers, which means he won't get this air defense. But I think it's actually not too big of a deal for him that he didn't got in there. You will see in a second why. Now he's using the new siege for the bottom of this base, trying to get rid of a little bit of more things. I'm not sure. I think there's not too many strategies where the new siege is involved, but, well, props to him for trying it. So let's see what the next step is going to be. He's using 2 earthquakes, I think, for the sweeper. I think that's how it worked. Oh, and he used a zap. So 1 zap and 2 earthquakes to get rid of a sweeper. That's really expensive, but let's see whether it works, I guess. And then we have all of the dragons coming in. The air defense is getting taken out really early. So like I said, it's not too important that he didn't got that. Poison for the enemy archers. I'm using right now on defense to see 2 ice golems and 15 archers. If you already know that your base is defending against air, you should opt into 3 ice golems. That's really strong as well and really annoying to deal with if you're using spammy ground army versions. So now the ice golems are coming out. That's another really annoying thing if you're doing those dragon attacks, because those ground CC troops are getting normally pulled by your Royal Champ. So that's a really annoying thing. But on this base, he won't get the second star because, like I said, the Town Hall is standing strong. That's why we put the Tornado Trap in there. If someone is not using the new Siege maybe, and instead the Slammer, I think the attack would have been more powerful. So just to make sure basically that we're not getting our Town Hall demolished, we have our Tornado Trap now there, which should mean that this entry is safe. But there are a couple of more attacks on this base, and I will show you guys exactly how the next attacker is going to do this. So the next guy is going in with Drag Clone. That's a strategy which I highlighted a couple of days ago, and it's pretty strong. It's not the strongest dragon strategy. I will do a video on that tomorrow, like the strongest dragon strategy which is in the game at the moment. But let's check out how he is doing, because this guy has nearly maxed offense. Like, he's missing out on 9 Warden level and 5 King level, but he has already the Royal Champ maxed and his Queen maxed. All of the troops are maxed, like Electro Dragons, Dragons, and Loons. So if we can somehow defend this, this should be pretty good. He has 2 clone spells, and let's see what he's doing next. He got a couple of more buildings from the bottom, but I think he's coming from the top. And this means we can see if our anti-Electro Dragons bounces work and everything around that. Now he's starting off with his Electro Dragons with the bounces, and is the bounce... What? The king walked next to the builder hut, and this means that the bounce got did not went onto the tunnel. That sucks. Okay, but we cannot remove the king, otherwise the top side is getting too, like, you can too easy go through the top side. So that's unlucky for us, and this means it's already going perfect for him. So let's see if we can somehow make this work. Clone spell, this means the black mines. Well, like I said, if someone's putting 1,000 dragons on in front of his 1,000 loons in front of his dragons, those anti-star dragon black mines, I don't know how to call them, won't work. But so far it's working really great around the town hall. Town hall is going down, is exploding. All of the loons are trying to get more value. The scatter shots are still staying strong. The ice golems are annoying as hell. And this means it's a second star. But like I said, we do not have max defense at all. And we defended pretty well against a nearly completely maxed out attack. So this was pretty good. This was really good actually. And you guys saw over there an example why I think the new auto hero abilities are not as bad, because this queen died in her ability because this guy did not use her ability too early. So 60% against a nearly maxed out attack. This is going really well. So I think the switching to ground, those two expos was I think it's going to be a nice decision. The tornado trap is going to be nice, and yeah, this is a really great base. If you want to copy it, the link will be down below in the description. But I think now let's get back to the Town Hall 13 farm base. If you guys farm below Legend, like in Titan or I don't know, like Champion, Master, whatever. If you want to use a farming base over there, let's check it out now. So this is going to be my farming base. It's kind of similar to my OG Town Hall 12 farming base. It's working really well for me. And the reason why this is, for example, a farm base and the other one is not, you saw at the other one that all of the storages are at the top, which means if someone's attacking you, he's getting the loot for free. But on this base, we see all of the storages are inside and they're really spread out, which means that you cannot get rid of all of the storages at once. Like, I see a lot of farming bases where all of their loot, all of their storages is stacked in the core. But this means if someone is pushing actually into the core, he's getting all of the loot out of the way. But with this method, I would call it, with spreading the storages around the base and putting them not on the outside, it's really hard to get all of the loot. If you're getting attacked, like I already said on the Legend League base, it's always up to the attacker to screw up. If you have a really good attack, and obviously since you're in Titan, etc., so you're farming, which means your village is under construction, like wizard towers are getting upgraded, exposed, whatever. This means most of the time the people are getting pretty easily into the base. But this means, let's say if he's pushing in from over here, he's getting maybe those three storages. That's not a lot. Otherwise, let's say if he's pushing from the top, he's getting the Dark Elixir storage, maybe like something like this, but he won't get the Townhall with the rest of the Dark Elixir. So this is the idea of a farming base. Once again, if you would like to try this base on your own, it's working really well for me right now. And yeah, just give it a try. Link will be once again down below in the description. So guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys liked this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, see you guys and bye bye.